Today, on Running to Him, the woman of God is strong, self-motivated, and worthy of praise. If you are joining us in going through the Proverbs, today's reading is Proverbs 31, verses 10 through 31, and we will concentrate on verses 10 through 31. Proverbs 31, verses 10 through 31 says this, "An excellent wife who can find, for her worth is far above jewels. The heart of her husband trusts in her, and he will have no lack of gain. She does him good and not evil all the days of her life. She looks for wool and flax and works with her hands in delight. She is like a merchant ship. She brings her food from afar. She rises while it's still night and gives food to her household and portions to her maidens. She considers a field and buys it. From her earnings she plants a vineyard. She girds herself with strength and makes her arms strong. She senses that her gain is good. Her lamp does not go out at night. She stretches out her hand to the distaff, and her hands grasp a spindle. She extends her hand to the poor, and she stretches out her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for her husband are all clothed with scarlet. She makes coverings for herself. Her clothing is fine linen and purple. Her husband is known at the gates, and when he sits among the elders of the land. She makes linen garments and sells them and supplies belts to the tradesmen. Strength and dignity are her clothing, and she smiles at the future. She opens her mouth in wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue. She looks well to the ways of her household, and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children rise up and bless her, her husband also, and he praises her, saying, 'Many daughters have done nobly, but you excel them all.' Charm is deceitful, and beauty is vain. But a woman who fears the Lord, she shall be praised. Give her the product of her hands, and let her work praise in the gates." Now, I've been blessed to have a relationship with many strong women in my life, and today I get to brag on 5 of them. My maternal grandmother grew up on board coastal schooners. Her family sailed the New England coastline from the Maritime Islands of Canada to South Carolina. She was a strong woman who knew how to take care of herself, and my grandfather, who was the captain of the ship Bangalore, was stricken with an attack of malaria. It was she and the first mate who put down a rebellion while sailing around Cape Horn. My mother gained her strength from my grandmother, and when my father died, leaving her with 3 children at home, she closed the business that they were operating and moved the family back to Connecticut from Arizona. She lived another 42 years on her own as the matron of the family. Now, my wife, Toni, has been my strength from the time I have known her. She speaks 3 languages fluently and knows Latin and French. Toni raised our children to love and honor God, all the while running the day-to-day affairs of our business while I traveled. She is my fortitude. Our oldest daughter has achieved much through strength of her mother and the genes of my grandmother, after whom she was named. She is a strong Christian. She is a mother and a business leader. Her servant heart is unmatched. Now, our youngest daughter models my wife. I see her with the strength of a woman of God can use to impact others' lives. At the age of 18, she joined the Army and served as a nurse in the intensive care unit at the Ramstein Military Hospital in Germany. Her fortitude allowed her to minister to severely wounded soldiers. And now, as a mother of 5, she is raising her children to be as strong as she. Today, think of the woman whose strength has made you the man or the woman you are. Thank you for listening. We pray that today's devotion was meaningful to you. We would love to hear from you. You can use either Facebook or YouTube to like, subscribe, share, and tell others about us. If you would like to contact us, you can reach me at phineasjacobus@runningtohim.net.